Good morning, everyone. This is Ida of Created to Create. If you are not 18 years or older, this video content is not intended for you. Good morning, ladies or fellow crafters. I have a project share, but what I wanted to share is that I've been playing with my brother scan and cut more than, it'll sit there for weeks and I won't do anything. But here lately in the past few days, I really have been trying to get more familiar with it. That way it's not so stressful when I go to use it, because I don't know if I will use it correctly or not use it correctly. So the more I'm using it, the more comfortable I'm getting with it. So before I started paper crafting, a lot of ladies were doing the Tilda. They were buying the Tilda paper and all that good stuff. And by the time I started paper crafting, that was already almost out the door. I think they only make fabrics now. But I did find a free download, and the image is not real clear. But I printed it out, and I did cut it with my brother's scan and cut, and it did a really good job for the most part. It didn't cut all of them correctly. I'll share. Like, it had problems with this one because the color was so light to go around the legs of the bed. So I had problems with this piece right here. And there was another one, I think a cup. But the tags, look at the beautiful tags. How pretty they are. And did an awesome job on those. And I love the way they look cut out like that. It even cut out some of these little roses, these rose clusters. I don't know if my phone is moving because it's starting to act up again. And it cut out this stocking. It did a really good job on that. It didn't do a good job on these cups. I'll share the cup with you. The reason it didn't do a good job, it did a good job all the way around except to this area where that little tag was sticking out. But because there's no defining dark line there, it wouldn't cut that. So I had to delete. You do have an option once you get familiar with your machine to delete certain cut lines. And on certain images, when it doesn't do correctly, I just go in there and delete that. That way it doesn't ruin the image and I can fussy cut. So that's what I did. It did a good job on the clock. It did a good job on the little teddy bears. I really like these, and it did a good job on this piece right here. So I did create something with that. I created an ornament, a framed ornament, and I didn't use a die to cut this frame. I just kind of scored it, cut it. Let me see, guys. I'm not sure if my phone is moving, but let me get you back in place. I didn't use any dies to cut out the frame for the window, and I wanted it to look like somebody had like patio doors or French doors in their bedrooms. A lot of bedrooms do have adjoining little lanais or what do you call them? Little patios. So I wanted it to look like that. So like she's in her bedroom looking out at the Christmas lights or something. So this is a Christmas paper. So of course I had to do something Christmassy. So I put her in the back there, and you can't see it, but I actually did put garland on the inside hanging above her bed. I don't know if you can see, there's a red Christmas tree right there because the paper is the reds and the pinks. And I added ornaments on the tree, and you can't really see them, but I added them with the liquid pearls. That's what I added, the little satin looking ornaments on the tree. On this side, I hope that's a good angle. There's the little bears in there, like if it's sitting on the corner of her floor or her bed. And then I had some fuzzy trim. You can see it sticking up right there, white trim. And I wanted it to look like she had some very furry carpet in her room. And because you couldn't see really the bear, you can see it if you turn it sideways, but you really couldn't see it that well. Because of that, I decided to put one on the outside and one of these little cups. I did glossy accent the cup, and then I added some just little festive foliage and some berries here. And I think we're moving again. Probably. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I need to invest again in something that works. You know, things work for a little bit and then they kind of don't work anymore the way they're supposed to. And then I added some more foliage here. The foliage in the corner right here is an old Spellbinders one that I bought a couple years ago. I don't even think they make it anymore. This is what it looks like. If you're able to find it somewhere on Etsy or eBay, I recommend you buy it because it is beautiful. So that's the one that I used. I added some little poinsettias right here, and they are in pink, and I dotted them with a red crystal because my colors are pink and red. The little berries, a red poinsettia right here, and then I hung a couple of little bells right here, a silver and a gold one with this pink cording right here. And this pink cording came from a tag, a swap, something that was tied with that. And I always tell you guys, I don't throw anything away. So I made a bow right there, and I made a bow right here. I'm going to tilt this down, and hopefully you can see down here where the garland is hanging above the bed, and it does have a bow. Hopefully you can see that, but it was fully decorated. But by the time I added this piece here and my window, it kind of starts to cover up what you have going on inside. Now this window or patio doors is only a window die, and it's the one I just shared on my haul. It is this one by Cottage Cuts. It's a cottage window, and I cut out two and I put one upside down, and all I did to the one that I put upside down, I trimmed it right across right here, and I adhered them together. I also trimmed the window box area. I only left a little strip so I could adhere the bottom one on. That was all I did there. Most of the box I cut off, and it worked great. And to give it some strength, I did glue pieces of acetate to make it nice and sturdy. I added some little organza bows with a pearl right here, and I really like the way this came out. I trimmed it in this beautiful trim. Again, that was in one of the swaps, and I saved it. And it also has a bow up here with this same ribbon. I added a bead up here with a little loop so you could hang it. I'm sorry, so sorry guys. I added a little loop here so it could be hung. And what I like about this hook, it actually swivels around. So if it's not facing in the right direction, a lot of times we get ornaments and you can't move, you can't swivel the hook. And when you hang them on the tree, they kind of don't hang correctly. Well, this one, you'll be able to turn it to any way that you want to position it on your tree. And I did finish it in the back, so I'm going to turn it to the back. Here is that Mom and Pop Tilda right here going to bed. And this Merry Christmas right here was gifted to me by my friend Jackie, who is Metalark001 here on YouTube. And these little hollies, I used the frontage on here. I think it's some kind of embossing powder, but it's called frontage, and this one with the shabby pink. And it leaves a really nice texture on here. I really like it. I added some foam berries right here. I added the alarm clock at the bottom, and then a leftover poinsettia from another project that I was working on. And you see all the sparkle? You see all the sparkle on here? I didn't know. I poured my Mod Podge in my glass bottle. I shared this bottle with you guys because it has a brush. And it looked kind of thick when I was pouring it in there, and I thought, oh, maybe it's going bad. I brushed a little bit on, and it had glitter. It was sparkly, and I thought, oh man, did I contaminate the whole jar? And but then I looked at the jar, guys, and Mod Podge has a sparkle Mod Podge. I don't know if I bought this or if somebody, I think I bought this, and it does have the Hobby Lobby sticker. So that's where I picked it up. If I can find it, I will link it. If not, you guys can pick it up at Hobby Lobby. But look at how sparkly that is. So when I kept brushing and it kept doing that, I thought, no, this is not right. It's something else. And when I read the bottle, it says sparkle on there. I said, oh, okay, I get it. I did add some glossy accents to the face of the clock. the alarm clock, and look at the glittering going on right here, guys. Look at that, how pretty that is. So this would definitely be a Mod Podge you would want to have to work on your Christmas projects. So the way I created this frame, I pretended like I was making a box. You know, it's 4.5 by 5. Then I added a half an inch on either side for the side piece. Then I added another ½ inch for this little frame area, and then I added another 1/4 of an inch. So all together, to my measurements in the back, the length and the width, I added 1.25 inches for either side. So instead of this being 4.25, to that I added the for the two sides it would be 2.5 inches plus the 4.25, so that was 6.75. That's how I got my measurements on this frame window that I did. But everything was with a paper trimmer. I didn't use a die, didn't use anything, just that. The only die that I did use was the one to cut the holly up here, and of course the one to make the poinsettias. But I already had those pre-made, but I love the way this looks. See, and then it's like she's looking out the window. See, she's looking out the window. And this, you can see that the acetate is scratched because I used the acetate from packaging that has been floating around in my craft room. But because this is just my prototype, it didn't matter. You know, I wanted to see if I could make this frame, and it did work out for me. But this is what I created for all the Tilda lovers and my discovery, the glittery Mod Podge. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is having a great day. And right now we have nothing but time, guys. Get familiar with your machines, and that way you can create more things and do, you know, I can't fussy cut. When I fussy cut, it looks like a little kid in kindergarten did it. Like I'm horrible at it. But with my machine, even I cut out these tags. This was a free download as well. And I cut out these tags, and it did a beautiful job on them. And these are to and from, like shabby chic. And they say happy birthday. And then I even did this little Santa list, and I was able to size it down and up. And it didn't do so well on this. It's got jagged edges right here, but I kind of like that. So that's what I've been doing. I have been playing with my brother's Scan and Cut and seeing how well it cuts different images, and just getting really familiar and comfortable with using it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is having a great day, and God bless. Bye.